What if the most powerful thing you could ever say is nothing at all? No revenge texts, no late-night calls, no passive-aggressive posts, just silence. Cold, clean, unbreakable silence. Not out of weakness, but out of absolute control. What if your silence was the closure, the punishment, the message? Because when you go truly silent, people hear it in ways that words could never reach. She didn't expect that. She expected noise. She expected you to spiral, to beg, to prove your worth. She expected the same pattern she's seen before, maybe even created before. But this time, something broke. And it wasn't just your heart. It was the illusion that she could leave and still have access to you. That she could walk away and still hold space in your life. She thought you'd stay emotionally available while she explored other options. She gambled that you'd be waiting when she got bored. But you vanished. Not in bitterness, not in rage, in peace. And that's what makes it brutal. Most men respond emotionally. They chase, they over-explain, they beg to be understood. But a Stoic man does the opposite. He lets go. He feels the pain, but he doesn't become it. He doesn't need her to know how much he cared. He doesn't need closure to move on. His silence is his closure. It says, I have nothing left to give you. You no longer get access to my energy. You made your choice. Live with it. And that silence, it haunts her. Because it creates a void. A space where your attention, your emotion, your presence used to be. She'll look for it again. And when it's not there, that's when the regret begins. Not when you text, not when you call, but when you're simply gone, off the map, evolving in the shadows. This isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about turning heartbreak into fuel. It's about mastering the art of emotional discipline so deeply, so completely, that your silence becomes the loudest thing in the room. This is where Stoicism meets control, where detachment becomes dominance, where silence becomes the weapon she never saw coming. So let me ask you again, what if the strongest thing you could ever do is nothing? If you're done begging for clarity, if you're done being an option, comment below, I release what I cannot control. Let's begin. Number 1, the power of silence. Silence isn't weakness, it's warfare. It's the one move she never expects because it doesn't feed her ego, doesn't confirm her power, doesn't offer her comfort. Most men, when left heartbroken, panic. They blow up her phone. They write novels of emotion. They search for the perfect words to bring her back. But here's the truth. Every word you send her is proof she still controls you. Every message is a thread tying you to someone who already let go. But silence? Silence is different. Silence is what happens when a man realizes his energy is not for sale. It's when he stops performing, when he stops explaining, when he simply walks away with dignity. Silence isn't empty, it's full of meaning. It says, you don't get to walk away and keep my attention, you don't get both. The moment you go silent, the dynamic shifts. You're no longer reacting, you're no longer available. And that absence, it echoes. She feels it in the mornings when she doesn't wake up to your name, in the posts with no likes, in the silence where she once felt power. And the Stoic man? He doesn't go silent to manipulate. He goes silent to heal, to reclaim peace, to protect his energy. That's not weakness, that's strength. If you're done reacting, done feeding drama, comment below, my silence is my strength. Number 2, control what you can. Release what you can't. Pain hits hardest when you try to control the uncontrollable. You can't force someone to love you. You can't argue your way into being respected. And you can't make her stay. The moment you try, you give your power away. A Stoic man knows he controls only two things: his actions and his mindset. Everything else, let it go. When you stop trying to change her, you start changing yourself. You stop performing. You stop chasing validation. And instead, you lock into your own code. A Stoic man doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He accepts. Not because he doesn't feel, but because he refuses to be ruled by it. She pulled away. He doesn't collapse because he never built his identity around her presence. And that right there, that unshakable center, is what she will feel most when you're gone. If you're ready to stop rewriting the past, ready to stop chasing what was never yours to fix. Comment: I master what's mine and release the rest. Number 3, attraction through absence. There's a reason disappearing works. It's not a trick. It's human psychology. We crave what's rare. We chase what's scarce. When you were always available, always reacting, she knew you were there. But when you go quiet, when your presence vanishes, now her mind spins. Where is he? Why hasn't he reached out? Is he over me? And just like that, she's chasing. Here's the cold truth. Women don't regret losing the man who begged. They regret losing the man who made them feel secure and then vanished with dignity. The man who had feelings but wasn't controlled by them. The man who chose peace over performance. That's Stoicism. So stop chasing, stop explaining, go silent, not to punish but to evolve. If you're ready to become that man, like, subscribe, and comment below. Silence is my weapon. Peace is my power. Number 4, let her sit with her choices. Stop rescuing people from the consequences of their own decisions. She walked away. Let her live with that. Most men want to fix it. They want to reach out. They want to explain. But all that does is soften the blow she's supposed to feel. You step in to ease her guilt. You rob her of her lesson. Let her wonder why you never came back. Let her scroll through silence. Let her realize that your attention wasn't a guarantee. It was a gift. Your love wasn't weakness. It was rare. And now, it's gone. You're not cold. You're just done saving people from themselves. You don't water down reality for people who didn't value your presence. Want her to regret losing you? Don't message. Don't explain. Just leave. Quietly, completely, and rebuild without her. By the time she realizes the truth, the man she left won't even exist anymore. If you're done shielding her from the fallout she caused, comment below. She made her choice. I made my peace. Number 5, rebuild in silence, rise in shadows. You don't need to post your glow up. You don't need validation. A Stoic man doesn't announce the comeback. He becomes it. He doesn't perform. He evolves. He doesn't chase closure. He builds a life that makes her memory irrelevant. Hit the gym. Not for revenge, for reclamation. Level up mentally, financially, spiritually, not to show off, but because staying broken is no longer an option. And when she stumbles across the new you, she won't recognize him. The man who used to beg now walks in purpose. No tweets, no updates, no drama, just silence and progress. If you're ready to stop being seen and start becoming undeniable, comment below. My growth speaks louder than words. Number 6, emotion is a tool, not a master. You felt the pain, the betrayal, the rejection, but you don't let it drive the car. Most men get stuck in the emotion. They drown in it, act from it. But a disciplined man doesn't get consumed. He feels it, then channels it. Every ounce of heartbreak becomes fuel for progress, for for purpose, for peace. Stoicism isn't numbness, it's mastery. You don't run from emotion. You outgrow its control. If you're done letting emotion lead the way, comment, I feel deeply, but I move wisely. Number 7. No response is a response. You don't owe her a text, a call, a look. You don't respond. Not because you're petty, but because you're done. Most people expect drama, closure talks, final messages. She expected that. But you gave her nothing. And nothing is the one thing she can't argue with, can't spin, and won't forget. Your silence becomes the consequence. Your stillness becomes the ending. And that ending, it speaks volumes. If you're done explaining your worth, comment, my silence says everything. Number 8. Reframe the narrative. You didn't get rejected, you got redirected. She didn't break you, she revealed you. She showed you the cracks, the boundaries you lacked, the validation you chased, and now you build again. But this time, stronger. She wasn't the loss, she was the lesson. You're not a victim, you're the author. And your story starts now. If you're ready to rewrite your story, comment, this pain rewrote my power. Number 9. Become the man you'd respect. Stop trying to be the man she wanted. Start becoming the man you admire. Would you follow the man you are today? Would you trust him, respect him, believe in him? That's the real work. You don't build for applause, you build for integrity. The man who knows his value doesn't chase, he chooses. He walks with purpose, with presence, with peace. If you're done acting for her and ready to build for you, comment, I become the man I respect. Number 10. She'll hear the echo of your absence. You didn't block her. You didn't send a final rant. You just disappeared. And now the silence echoes. In every scroll, every song, every empty notification, she hears what's no longer there. You. You didn't scream. You didn't beg. You let go. With discipline, not drama. And that's what stays with her. Your absence becomes your legacy. If you're done chasing closure, if you're ready to vanish and let silence speak for you, comment, I leave with peace, not pieces. If this message hit different, if you're done chasing and ready to reclaim your power, then this channel is your space. Subscribe for more content that sharpens your mind, builds your discipline, and reminds you who you really are. Hit that bell so you never miss a drop. And if you're ready to leave behind the noise, step into the silence. This is Stoic Blessing. Stay solid, stay silent, stay dangerous.